What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit. We have a dead hyena here, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map, playing in the blue color as Set. His name is Matreiuss, flipping the script on the top side of the map in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name is GreenSeaSquash. His name is GreenSeaSquash. The map is Anatolia. And yes, we are seeing Matreiuss venturing away from his stock standard Poseidon, taking a little bit of a foray into Set here on this in this game, for this matchup, for this series, whatever you want to call it. We do have Set here. And funnily enough, we did see Matreiuss there actually delete his hyena, which I actually have considered before. I think it's actually maybe a good idea if you have boar in your base. Because the idea here, I have to hit this button, don't I? The idea here is that you delete the hyena, you convert the boar, and then you send them forward. So if he found these boars here, converts these, you can send them forward onto either side of the map to see what's going on with your opponent's fishing shenanigans to make sure that you are making the right plays. Not only that, but you can also you could get away with putting 2 or 3 villagers on food first and then onto wood. It really changes the way the build works for Set. But for some reason here, Matreiuss is overdoing it on food. You can see he's already got plenty of food in the bank. Pharaoh did not come over here onto the dock. So his dock gets up late, so his fish have started late. So even with all the extra added resources he got from the Pharaoh in the early stage, the question of whether or not it was worth it to delay those fishing ships is very real, and had to do some actual testing to see if it's any good or not. But an interesting start nonetheless. Let's check out what Squash is doing right here. Squash is going for 6 villagers on wood. You can see he's going for 6 villagers on wood because he's already put a 5th villager over onto food. Normally, the Poseidon player or the Greek player goes for food, and then they go 10, 11, 12, any of those numbers onto wood to get their really big fish boom going. But this is looking like that's not what's going to happen in this game. GreenSeaSquash is going for an early rush here. He's going 6 fishing ships, 7 fishing ships. He can even throw up his temple right away as a villager is making her way over here. Going to chuck that temple up over on this side. So it is looking like GreenSeaSquash going for an Ares rush here. So Ares rush on Anatolia is a very scary one for the Set to deal with. Set can either go through Ptah or go through Anubis in order to try and defend it, or sack the side that your opponent goes and make sure you prevent docks from coming up on this side. So as soon as you see the ships coming in here, you say, well, or as soon as you see the areas come through, you go, well, no worries. I'm going to build an immediate cabinet on this side of the map. Come up here, send all your animals up here, send your priest up here. Make sure there is no way that your opponent can get a dock on the top side of the fish. And then you just fish it out. Your opponent spends more resources on the bottom and you come out in front. Now, the problem for this is Matreiuss is going to have no idea what is happening in this game, and GreenSeaSquash is going to get away with a lot here because Matreiuss deleted his hyena. If he didn't delete his hyena, he would have been able to scout, he would have been able to see what's going on, probably even maybe see the temple going up, notice that there's no dock on the top side of the map, and adapt very easily to that. But he's not seen it, so he's going to have a very late adaptation, which is going to be the best possible situation for GreenSeaSquash to be in. There is a way in which you can tell that GreenSeaSquash has been advancing here by the score drop. When it drops, you can know, and you can kind of actually, maybe you can't even tell. Somehow, GreenSeaSquash's score is very, very high. And here's the dock coming up on this side of the map very, very early here for GreenSeaSquash. Very hyper aware that he knows that he's got to follow up this rush nicely. So he's gone 3 docks here and 9 fishing ship. And he's going to put all of the pressure on to Matreiuss right now. And because Matreiuss did not have any animals up this side, he cannot deny this. And honestly, GreenSeaSquash getting away with a murder in this game, but in a very good position because of it. Matreiuss also super late advance time, normally getting up at 5 minutes here, but things not quite going right for him in this game thus far, as we see an immediate trireme, double trireme coming out there. Are we seeing fishing ships? Yes, we are. GreenSeaSquash, he knows what he's trying to do here. He's doing it well. He's going to chuck up a storehouse over on this side of the map as well to start up a second dock, as we see the fishing ship immediately dropping into their dock. and dodging everything else. And we see the Cyclops coming in to take this down. So the question of whether or not shifting sanding this Cyclops is very real. I think it's super worth it to just take the Cyclops into your base, keep your docks up, and defend. We'll see if that's what Matreiuss is going to do or not. You have to do it nice and early. You could get unlucky here. Actually, no. You could get both the Theseus and the Cyclops into your base. You just want to chuck them both here and then get the Pharaoh to target down the Cyclops as it runs away. It's not going to get out. The Theseus might escape, but I'm not really caring. I just want to defend because of the impending doom that's going to come the set's way. Now, GreenSeaSquash here, he's only got 5 villagers on gold. So he's not actually able to support even 2 docks worth of trireme production here. But he's got so many villagers on the wood that he's going to be able to keep building these fishing ships on the top side of the map and actually come out super far in front in this game. There's the no usage of the shifting sands here. Big mistake from Matreiuss. He's going to be losing this dock, losing a couple of fishing ships to boot, and in a very difficult position as the Ares has hit all of these docks, and Matreiuss can't build any cabinets on this side. So at this point, you have to ask the question, is it worth it to continue? We've even got Hippocon out here as well. GreenSeaSquash is going absolutely bananas in this game. This is going to be a recorded game to study for you Poseidon players out there, how to execute a Ares rush incredibly well. Almost see Matreiuss picking off this villager with his cabinet, but was not paying attention. There's the shifting sands, bringing in a couple of Hippocon, bringing in the Theseus. They might even get away from here, but it's looking like they're all going to kind of fall. We see one villager potentially going to be losing his life. A little bit unfortunate there for Matreiuss, but not really microing it at all, as the Theseus going to fall to the town center. The Katoskopos and the Hippocon get out of there. The Cyclops over here getting shot down, but getting picked off by those trireme. Nice micro there from GreenSeaSquash. Matreiuss, very un-Matreiuss-like, if you ask me. But this might just be because he's uncomfortable playing the Egyptians. Now, he's got himself pickaxe. He could consider investing into shaft mine here. He's got himself these fishing spots here. We just see the Hippocon trying to take down this location over here. As Matreiuss is trying to hold this. How many do we have? We've got 6 trireme against 6 cabinets. So this is actually possible here for Matreiuss to defend, and we'll see him attempting to, but this Cyclops is doing so much damage here and holding on and actually destroying this bottom side. No attempt at another dock down here with a fishing ship. Pretty big mistake there if he wants to continue fighting. All of these cabinets are going to fall, and this means that GreenSeaSquash is getting full value from his trireme. So when your opponent rushes one side, you kind of want to bait him into pushing hard, but at this point, GreenSeaSquash knows it's just one dock remaining, and he's just going to wait and then push in and kill that dock and live the dream. We see some spearmen coming out now for Matreiuss, going to try and put some pressure onto the GreenSeaSquash economy here, and you can just see how safe and secure this is. If one wall comes up here, see how fast GreenSeaSquash reacts to this one. If he gets a wall over here, the spearmen aren't going to be able to get in onto this gold mine easy at all, as the trireme making their way back over here, picking off some more fishing ships. Do we see any trireme at the top side of the map? Ooh, we actually do. And GreenSeaSquash has not even thought about getting himself per scene, or sorry, salt, yes, per scene just yet. And Matreiuss, on the other hand, has he got himself that? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have it either. So no per scene for either players here. And this dock is going down. Matreiuss losing the bottom side of the fish. And in a bit of a predicament. He's still kind of even on the fishing ships, 15 to 12, still close. If he had per scene, he would be equal in terms of fishing gather rate. That's how good per scene is with those extra fishing ships. But honestly, everything going wrong for Matreiuss right now. He's going for a second town center, which makes a lot of sense considering he lost the water. He's going to be trying to play for the late game here. He might want to consider taking everything off of wood and just coming over and eating these boar down here, eating this chicken. We're also seeing, was that a, no, it's just a deer. I thought I saw a gazelle set there. Maybe a bit, maybe you need 2 monuments to be eating food with your pharaoh. Otherwise, you kind of don't have favor for anything else. Archery range up now for GreenSeaSquash as he's considering having to defend. How much gold left in this gold mine before a potential gold starve could happen? 600. So he should be able to get out a decent amount of units here, or even get to the heroic age through Nephthys. I think that maybe there was a world here where a big push here with a Migdol on this location, Ancestors punishing Ares of GreenSeaSquash could have actually hit pretty tough here, but Not happening just yet. See this random stray villager walking forward, wanting to put some docks up, fishing some more. GreenSeaSquash might want to consider getting bow saw. Actually, might want to consider getting hand axe here. GreenSeaSquash showing you how unimportant economic upgrades are. You know those fundamentals I was talking about? Yeah, they don't exist if your name's GreenSeaSquash. No, he's got Sultan, he's got Perseid now, so that's fine. Got a couple of trireme here just to hold on. He doesn't need to do any more than this. He's got the 6 fish here. He's got the fishing ship over here that he's going to want, so no problems there. And everything looking fantastic for GreenSeaSquash in this game. Got the armory coming up now for Matreiuss. Villagers kind of chilling. And we did actually see some Gazelle of Set. I'm surprised to see the Gazelle of Set with these boar over here, which Matreiuss doesn't know about. He could have also built the granary and then get himself hunting dogs. Without hunting dogs, these villagers are gathering very, very slow on those Gazelle of Set. Not very, very slow, but like not optimally at all. So he could have thought about getting hunting dogs here as well, as we see an attempt by Matreiuss to push in and force GreenSeaSquash to defend over here. The question is, does GreenSeaSquash even care? And it's looking like he does not care in the slightest. Matreiuss is going to be able to grab this fish for himself here, it seems. But GreenSeaSquash is going through Aphrodite. So obviously he's already won the bottom side of the water. The Scala would spawn over here first in this dock. So he doesn't need the Scala. That makes Dionysus that a little bit worse. And then the temple spawning his Hydra. It doesn't really matter. Hydra, Nemean line maybe a little bit better here. Curse going to help out a lot more. He does already have a whole bunch of Hippocon. We see the second talent center coming up. So a bit safe here from GreenSeaSquash. Normally going straight to the Mythic Age on a water map like this in this current position would be pretty game ending. But getting that second talent center a little bit safer. And it might even be able to get to the Mythic Age very soon after it anyways. He's just short on his market here. Just a bit of ordering stuff where, yeah, you could get this town center, but you could do it in the other way and get to the Mythic Age just a little bit faster, get a little bit more damage done. But it is looking sort of like he's doing that, sort of like he's not getting any upgrades. We do see these units over here of Matreiuss, the Spearman getting dealt with by that Nemean line, does so much damage, as we are seeing the dock getting taken out. A little bit of cheeky micro here from Matreiuss, dodging the ships here, as we see a stray villager over on this position here. And we might even see a couple of ships coming out of here for GreenSeaSquash at some point here. Do we see a market just yet? No market. Lots of resources in the bank. Still can use his curse if he needs to. And we do have the farms down for Matreiuss. He does not have any upgrades yet. He's got one granary coming through, getting himself plow, getting himself husbandry. I'm surprised to see the farms down this early when he's still got all these boar over here. But that is the choice that Matreiuss has gone with. Matreiuss has now got 3 town centers, and he's obviously considering the only possibility he's got here is late game, but he is against Poseidon. Set doesn't do well against Poseidon at all, though GreenSeaSquash throwing away some units here against Matreiuss, who's dealing with those Hippocon pretty nicely over here. But Matreiuss will be able to be advancing now. He's going through the Nephthys god, the god of Nephthys, into the heroic age through Nephthys. So he does have access to an Ancestors push because there is no ceasefire. But Squash has got himself Hephaestus coming through. He's got himself 2 town centers. He'll have this 3rd town center coming up very, very shortly, I'm sure. Does he have himself Perseid? He does have Sultan 4, excuse me. He does have that one. Matreiuss, on the other hand, he can't have that because he's not on heroic age just yet. And we see more buildings coming up. Matreiuss, you basically, these spearmen against Poseidon are kind of sad until you get like heavy spearmen plus the Horus upgrades, or just most notably the spear on the horizon, right? If you get the spear on the horizon, then these spearmen look very, very scary. But before then, they're kind of just paper mache, and the Poseidon plate chews through them very nicely, especially with that curse coming down. So building them this early, a little bit difficult here for Matreiuss, but he does have all those farms. We've got a lot of gold in the bank to spam up Migdols. Can put a whole bunch of Migdols onto this town center here and try and defend it. We do see Ancestors coming through onto this position here, going to try and deny this town center. The villagers are on a passive stance right now, going to be trying to get this one up as best as he can. We do see a curse getting dropped onto this position. The Theseus is here, Hippocon coming in to try and deny this, as the spearmen are going to be coming over here. We do have a Cyclops, a couple of Toxotes here already, and it is looking as if Matreiuss is not going to be able to deny this town center at all. Not enough units over here. The god power not quite enough here for Matreiuss to deny this town center. A couple of those minions are going to get dealt with, and it is seeming as if are we going to see this getting dealt with? Not just yet. Hephaestus comes through for Squash. chucking his plenty vault down. He'll get himself Forge of Olympus, I'm sure, very, very quickly here. Town Center inevitably comes up, and GreenSeaSquash min defends that beautifully. Min defending being defending with as little amount of commitment as possible to the situation. Very, very nice play here from GreenSeaSquash. Matreiuss, on the other hand, he's still only got 25 villagers on the food. If you are set and you're building Spearmen, you need 40 villagers on food. Not only do you need the villagers on food for the Spearmen, but you also need it for the trade, for the villager production, and for the upgrades as well. So stopping at 25 is very, 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 very bad. So he needs to get some more over here onto that. You could also think about getting himself irrigation, which would help out a ton. We do see a Migdol in the middle of the map right now, but the Colossus is already in here. Those Spearmen actually deal with the Colossus fairly quickly, only 50% hack armor. So it's actually good to be using a unit such as the Spearmen to deal with this, and the Pharaoh are going to come through here as well and start actually cleaning up the Colossus. There is still that Cyclops from early in the game ready to help out, doing a whole bunch of crush damage and building pressure here as the Chariot Archers are out. There is a world in which a cheeky catapult here could use this forest to siege down this town center, but that world also exists for Squash. We'll see if Squash is aware of it. He is aware of it. He's got that scouted, so we might want to build a fortress over there at some point and consider abusing that forest. As we see Polyphemus coming in, going to be tanking absolutely heaps of damage here with 702 HP, 40% pierce armor, 40% hack armor, but does end up going down after all that damage is done. Tries to pull him back, but a little too late. Squash is 136, 145 population. I don't see any fortified town centers incoming, but he is getting Divine Blood. He's throwing walls up, just playing very safe. Squash realizes that he's in a very, very good position, though I'm not sure he fully realizes that this town center isn't 100% safe here, especially with a potential tornado plus a catapult coming in to just clean it up and then keep it down forever. Matreiuss here, 160 or 160 pop. I don't see a market up just yet, though it is looking like the market is going up. No, it's a barracks there. And thank you so much for the 6 months, Master Chief. Imagine being alive at any other time. Imagine it. I don't know. I couldn't imagine it, because this is the time to be alive. Of all the times you could possibly be alive, this is it. Spearman now out. Heliopoli coming down, which is actually really, really smart. But if you go the Heliopoli route this early here for GreenSeaSquash, you do need to be making hoplites or Hippaspis, probably hoplites against the Chariot Archers to just tank a little bit more, because those Spearmen are looking mighty hungry to take down the Heliopoli. So a little known fact, Spearmen actually get an extra bonus damage against the siege weapons. They're doing 100% extra bonus damage, so 7.7, making that up to about 15 point. What is that? 15.2? No, that's not how math works. Whatever it is. Yes, 15.4. 15.4. Yes, good. Living the dream. And honestly, GreenSeaSquash is maybe over-economized. Look at that economy. 43 villagers on food, 24 on wood, 20 on gold. His trade route is pumping. He's got tons of fishing ships. He has overdone it on the economy. This is all of his military right now. So Matreiuss has got every single chance here to keep sniping units. And what GreenSeaSquash is doing is using this economy to try and get himself fully upgraded, and then he should be thinking about deleting some villages or sending them onto the front line, spamming buildings around. I have seen GreenSeaSquash delete fishing ships before, which is definitely not correct. Fishing ships gather faster than flood control farms, so it's much more important to keep them alive. As we see these coming through, and we still haven't got that. There it is. Fortified town centers now coming in. Iron coming through. Iron shields plus the burning pitch. Honestly, burning pitch is a bit of a confusing one. I mean, obviously you want to get it at some point. It gives you a little bit of a help, but it doesn't actually give any benefit really to those Heliopoli. I don't think it does. Maybe it gives a little bit of it. It definitely makes the arrows go on fire, but that's about it. Anyways, Big Doll Stronghold getting taken out here as Matreiuss is struggling to hold on. He is going through Horus. He's got a ton of gold in the bank here. He needs to think about ways in which he could get rid of said gold by maybe buying food, getting those upgrades. He needs another monument or two to get up to Horus upgrades for his Spearmen to be really any use here. The Chariot Archer is doing a lot of damage here, helping out a lot. The Migdol Stronghold's still alive. As more Heliopolis are rolling in here to take down this Migdol stronghold. Now we see the walls over here on this position. Matreiuss, he is kind of aware that this is a weakness here, but I haven't seen him throw any buildings up here to try and defend it. He's got a lot of resources in the bank, but obviously he wants to save that favor if he can. Actually, we see the burning pitch, and you can see how it does nothing for those Heliopoli. So it does help out the Hippolyta. No, it doesn't. Hello? Doesn't even help out the Hippolyta. Very sad. There goes the tornado. Oh no. Up and to the left. It's going to be able to maybe take down the town center. No, there's Masons. Whenever Masons is out and fortified town center, you know the tornado is not going to be enough. So if you need to check that, you basically need to check the town center for that and make sure you also have a catapult to finish it off, because it's always going to be left with just a little bit of HP. If that's the case. We see the Rhinos of Set coming in here with the help of the Avenger. Do we see Feral in? No, we do not. So these Rhinos are not going to be that useful here. As we see the Polyphemus coming in to try and take down the Migdol stronghold again. Matreiuss is full population here, but just not able to hold. If you actually look at the military upgrades here, Matreiuss not close to the full iron that Squash is about to be. As you can see, Squash here, he's getting himself iron weapons and iron mail. His economy is absolutely ginormous. And villagers on wood, basically purely. He's got no more gold income, though. This is a little bit scary. He does have the trade route set up, though, and it looks fairly healthy. He has stopped trade caravans for the moment here. You might want to consider some more. I'm doing it the slow way because I've got no other way to check it out. He's only got 16, so you do want to go up to about 25-ish, but if you've got a gold mine, it doesn't matter. And we do see, essentially, GreenSeaSquash jumping everything onto the wood, repairing his town center back up, getting some more units in onto this location. Matreiuss slowly but surely going to be falling behind here, unless he can find some way forward. And we are seeing GreenSeaSquash trying to do some sort of a slow push through this position to get this gold mine or get this forest under control to start taking out his town center. So we'll see how that's going to be going here. There's the Heliopolis falling. We do see that catapult is out, but too little too late. A couple of villagers coming in for GreenSeaSquash to deal with this one, but Matreiuss deletes said wall and comes in with the Avenger to take these down as fast as he possibly can. But the Atlantean is here to snipe off that Avenger, and it's looking as if Matreiuss has got no real way to continue in this game. And he's got no resources either. Lots of villagers falling on the front. He's going to be losing this gold mine. He's going to be losing this gold mine. He does have some markets up. Potential docks going to get thrown up here to try and cause some havoc onto GreenSeaSquash's economy, but he doesn't have the food really to produce from everything that he is currently doing. And this is one of the big weaknesses of Set. And GreenSeaSquash takes it as Matreiuss decides in that moment all is lost and he will tap out. GG, a very interesting strategy here from GreenSeaSquash. A bit of a mistake in the early game from Matreiuss to not find himself those boars. Getting those boars is incredibly important in the early game for Set. It's the big reason that makes Set one of the big reasons that makes Set so strong on Anatolia are these boars, because if you have two of them, you will be able to deny a villager from getting their dock up on this side of the map. You can just leave them up there kind of patrolling around, and then you can get your cabinet up here. And then furthermore, because Matreiuss advanced so late here, if we just follow that up once again, where is it? He advanced at 540 instead of 515. He could have advanced 515, immediately built a, and once he saw the Ares, obviously, you just say, okay, either you have this or I'm going to Shifting Sands the Colossus. It's one of those two, and you try and defend. And the real easy defense against this is one cabinet straight away onto this location to deny any villagers from coming over here. You send your myth units up here. You send your animals up here. You make sure that this isn't going up, and you take all of this fish while your opponent is cleaning up your fish. And the question comes down to, what really comes down to is how many trireme your opponent's going to make. Because if you think about it, 3, 6, 9 fish, 450 wood, that 450 resources total, and that is equal to 3 triremes. So if your opponent makes 3 triremes down here, or 4 triremes down here, you make 1 cabinet up here, you fish up all of this. Obviously, you're also losing a couple of extra docks, so let's say 5 triremes. You come out equal, except you have more food income because your opponent started with only 9 fishing ship. You started with 18, and you replaced them as they were falling. So that is the general plan when an opponent goes hard rush on one side of Anatolia. And you just say, I mean, you can try and defend it. You obviously, if you can defend it, you just straight win because there's no way that they can come back if you can defend it. But the easier way is to just be like, all right, whatever, I don't care, and go to the next part of the game. But Matreiuss does not manage to make set work in this game. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next game.